Welcome back to Netrush Report, your home for everything tennis, the rivalries, the drama, and the stories that hit harder than a Sinner forehand. Make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the moments shaping the world of tennis, on and off the court. Now let's dive in. It started with a simple announcement. Jannik Sinner, world number 2, confirmed that he would not be part of Italy's Davis Cup squad this season. For most fans, it sounded reasonable. Sinner has had a packed 2025 season. He defended multiple titles, faced marathon matches, and even lifted the Six Kings Slam trophy after defeating Carlos Alcaraz in a high-stakes final that earned him a staggering $6 million payday. But for the Italian media, and for veteran journalist Bruno Vespa, Sinner's absence was something deeper. It wasn't about fatigue or scheduling. It was about national pride. In a biting statement shared online, Vespa blasted the 24-year-old, saying, "He speaks German, he lives in Monte Carlo. Is he really Italian anymore?" That one line, "He speaks German, lives in Monte Carlo," set social media ablaze. To Vespa, Sinner represented something too foreign, an athlete who had achieved greatness but distanced himself from the soil that raised him. To understand Vespa's criticism, we have to remember who Jannik Sinner is. He was born in San Candido, a small town in South Tyrol, a region in northern Italy where German is often spoken as a first language. His family grew up in the Dolomites, running a ski lodge. His roots are deeply Italian, but his accent, his language, and even his calm demeanor set him apart from the typical passionate Italian athlete archetype. And to some old-school figures like Vespa, that makes him an easy target. This isn't the first time a northern Italian athlete has been labeled not Italian enough. But with Sinner, the criticism hits harder, because he's not just any player. He's the country's biggest tennis star since Adriano Panatta. And now, he's being accused of turning his back on Italy. Bruno Vespa isn't a fringe figure. He's one of Italy's most decorated journalists, with decades of experience as a talk show host, author, and political commentator. His words carry weight, and his attack on Sinner wasn't subtle. Vespa wrote that Sinner's choice to skip Bologna's Davis Cup finals was a betrayal of the Italian flag, suggesting that the player preferred personal gain and luxury living in Monte Carlo over national duty. Monte Carlo, home to many tennis stars for tax reasons, has long been a sore point in Italy, where athletes who relocate are often labeled as tax exiles. Vespa's statement was essentially saying, "He's rich, he's gone, and he doesn't care about Italy anymore." But is that fair? Sources close to Jannik Sinner have quietly pushed back, saying the 24-year-old is simply protecting his body. The Davis Cup, which takes place at the end of a grueling season, has been criticized for its timing. Even players like Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal have skipped editions in the past due to scheduling overload. Sinner has played a record number of matches in 2025, not to mention the physical and emotional demands of defending major titles. He also wants to finish his season strong at the ATP Finals, where he's defending champion. From a professional standpoint, it makes sense. From a patriotic one, Italian fans see it differently. After Vespa's remarks, other influential voices joined in. Former tennis legend Nicola Pietrangeli, a two-time French Open champion, blasted Sinner's generation, accusing them of being too soft and too interested in money. Pietrangeli said, "In my time, we played for pride, not paychecks. Today's players count their sponsors, not their sacrifices." The statement echoed across Italian media outlets, with headlines questioning whether Sinner's commitment to the national team was slipping. But this isn't just about one tournament. It's about the expectation placed on national heroes, and whether modern athletes can ever satisfy old-school patriotism in a global sport like tennis. Adding fuel to the fire was the timing. Because just as Sinner announced his withdrawal, Carlos Alcaraz, the world number 1, proudly confirmed he would represent Spain in the Davis Cup finals. That contrast was all Italian fans needed to see. One headline read, "Alcaraz answers the call. Sinner does not." Spanish captain David Ferrer included Alcaraz in his roster, praising his commitment to the flag. Meanwhile, Italy's lineup was missing its star. The comparison was brutal, and it made the criticism feel even sharper. In Sinner's absence, Italy's hopes rest on Lorenzo Musetti, Matteo Berrettini, and Flavio Coballi. Musetti, who has shown flashes of brilliance this year, will lead the charge against Austria in the quarterfinals. The squad remains solid, but everyone knows, without Sinner, Italy loses its spearhead. The player who turned the tide in 2023 and 2024 with stunning comebacks and clutch performances. Those Davis Cup moments define Sinner as a national savior. Now his absence feels like an open wound. But let's be real, Sinner isn't the first tennis star to skip national duty. Novak Djokovic has missed Serbia's Davis Cup rounds before. Roger Federer and Stan Wawrinka skipped multiple years for Switzerland. Even Rafael Nadal and Andy Murray have prioritized rest over national events. Yet, none of them were accused of betraying their countries in the same emotional tone we're seeing in Italy right now. So why is Sinner treated differently? Because in Italy, Jannik isn't just an athlete. He's symbolic. The polite, hard-working kid from the mountains who united the country with quiet excellence. To see him choose rest over representation feels, to some, like a personal disappointment. But it's also a reminder that even heroes are human. Amid the criticism, one powerful voice stepped in. Enrico Mentana, another high-profile Italian journalist. He defended Sinner fiercely, writing, "Everyone's against Sinner, but the world envies us. You criticize him because you don't realize how lucky we are to have him." Mentana's comment sparked a counterwave of support, with fans posting messages like, "Sinner owes us nothing. He's already given everything for the flag." Another fan wrote, "Let him rest. Let him live. Italy should be proud, not jealous." The public sentiment began to shift, from outrage to reflection. Through it all, Sinner has remained silent. No public statement, no interviews, no social media response. It's classic Sinner, calm, focused, and detached from the noise. But that silence speaks volumes. It suggests he knows this debate isn't about him. It's about what people project onto him. He's not running from Italy. He's just trying to manage the impossible balance between being a professional athlete and being a national icon. And sometimes, that balance breaks. The debate over Jannik Sinner isn't really about Monte Carlo or German accents. It's about the expectations placed on modern athletes in an era where borders matter less, but emotions still run deep. Italy wants its hero to be Italian in every way. But Sinner represents something more global, disciplined, cosmopolitan, and driven by excellence rather than theatrics. He's rewriting what it means to be an Italian champion in the 21st century. And that's uncomfortable for some people. When the Davis Cup finals kick off in Bologna, the Italian squad will march out without its brightest star. But the echoes of this debate will linger. In the locker room, on social media, and in every question reporters ask Musetti or Berrettini. Italy will face Austria first. And if they progress, they could run into Spain, France, or Germany, nations stacked with talent and full of confidence. The absence of Sinner will be felt, but the bigger question remains. Will the shadow of this controversy hurt Italy's morale more than Sinner's absence itself? One thing is certain, Jannik Sinner's relationship with Italy has changed. He'll return to the ATP finals, where the world will watch him defend his title in front of an adoring crowd that may cheer louder than ever, or hesitate for the first time. Either way, this controversy marks a turning point. For Sinner, for Italian tennis, and for the way nations see their heroes in a globalized sport. So, is Jannik Sinner unpatriotic for skipping the Davis Cup? Or just smart for managing his body and his career? Let us know what you think in the comments. Should national duty come before personal health in tennis? This has been Netrush Report, your source for the real stories shaking the tennis world. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another moment from the world of tennis. Until next time, keep your eye on the court, and remember, sometimes the loudest serve is silence.